y'all time. I appreciate y'all giving me a little patience. My name is Minister Freedom. I am the national representative of the People's Action. I've been organizing now for about, I want to say about 10 years, 10, 12 years. I've worked in communities all across Michigan, down south, out west, out east, anywhere where people are in impoverished conditions, tough conditions, faced with urban issues. I'm one of those individuals who pride myself on how to helping to be on the front lines and make an impact. So what I wanted to do is come speak to y'all. Brother was kind of telling us, as well as Boo was telling us, some of the topics that y'all been dialoguing about, some of the issues that y'all been dialoguing about, and I wanted to give y'all a real powerful and real impactful perspective from the grassroots and from the front lines, okay? Does that make sense? Y'all let me know if I lose y'all, and feel free to stop me if y'all may have questions. So I'm sure y'all been talking about like revolutionaries, people who did revolutionary work. Now, the first thing that I kind of want to start off with is to help y'all clarify exactly what a revolutionary is. Because I think that a lot of times history may not reflect people correctly as into how things really are. So just for context, most people think revolutionary, they think Black Panther Party, they think Malcolm X, they think, somebody who did something out in the fight for freedom. The perspective that I want to share and what I've learned, a revolutionary is essentially any person or any individual who's going to choose and make a decision to dedicate their life to change, okay? Everybody in here has gone through a revolution before. Y'all know what I mean when I say that? Meaning like one full rotation of the planet Earth around the sun, that's a revolution. When the body goes from one age to another age, that's a revolution. When you go through a period in your life that even high school, from high school to college, from college to adulthood, these represent revolutions, right? So we understand that the process of revolution is one that not only is partaken on the individual level, right? It's partaken on the macro level, and it's partaken in the community level, right? So each individual person, in my opinion, has a responsibility to be revolutionary, meaning that you're working every day or systematically to make a difference, even if that's in your own life, right? Now, what we do is we transfer that mindset of wanting to create change, wanting to better ourselves, wanting to better the world around us into the community. Every individual who's worked as an agent of change or to change things from the way they are to a new position is a revolutionary, okay? Like I said, I want to help remove the stigma, right? Because people may think that revolution just means somebody who's, screaming with their fists up in the air, guns in their arm where we were passing out food, going to the bus stations and going to the bus, on the buses. We actually got on the buses, rode these people, and handed them out food. And an older gentleman, I'll never forget, he looked at me and somebody else that was with us, and he said, "Man, I've been waiting. I never in my life has anybody actually came to me where I'm at in my community and showed me that they care." Right? And that always stuck with me, because what it signaled to me was that there are so many people who haven't experienced change and who haven't actually felt the difference or ever seen a difference, right? And I made it up in my mind and had convinced myself and told myself from that moment forward that I would be willing to make that impact. How do you all want to be remembered? Right? This is what I think about when I go out in the community and organize. Because essentially the people that we remember, the people whom history reflects on, are the people who work to make a difference or change. It's a reason why your history books speak about Malcolm X, speak about the Black Panther Party, speak about Martin Luther King, speak about people who gave their lives, gave their time to make an impact. And each individual in here, each one of you guys can make the choice to leave a mark, make a lasting impression on history, and be an agent of change. However, it is us, organizations, individuals like you guys, volunteers, people who make a choice to make a difference, whom the community looks at like, wow, where did this person come from? What made them want to take the time out of their day and their life and everything that they're doing to come knock on my door? Those are the people who, believe it or not, go out to the town hall meetings, come to the meetings to make change, sign up and make a difference. Because at the end of the day, no matter what community you guys live in, it's gonna be up to the next generation and up to people who choose to make that impact to go and make that change. So that's my little piece for y'all.
My name is Negus Vu. I know that's a weird name, but Negus, it stands for king, okay? So it's a way of embracing us as people, and also to turn the negative connotation of the other word into a positive. So that's why I call myself that. I've been a community organizer and doing the work on a grassroots level for over 10 years, primarily in the city of Detroit, but I have organized all across the country, in Houston, Florida, Atlanta, Chicago, LA. So I've been around and I've been involved in many different things, and I've had the privilege to meet different organizations from all across here in the US. So I'm here by my good friend Randall, who invited me. I've been knowing him for, I've known him since about 10 years. Yeah, since 2011, 012. We was in the African history class, and we've been good friends ever since, man. He is right. I'm not surprised he's in the position he's in now. But I'm here to talk about organizing. So I do consider myself a revolutionary, not necessarily in a traditional sense of revolutionary that Minister was alluding to earlier, where we got our fists up. We do have our fists and we do all that nice stuff, but all that's for sensationalism. The real work and the real change is changing the mindset inside the community. That's where revolution is happening at. In order for any kind of change, the people have to be politicized. And if the people are not politicized, how can you stimulate change? How can you motivate and mobilize people to want to make a difference? We got all the issues going on right now in this world. You got people who, you got proposal, Prop 2 right now? You got Prop 2, right? And you got that going on. Some people, it's divided. Some people are against abortion. Some people are pro, saying, they pro-life. So all of these are issues that can change the trajectory of how United States operates. It can change, and then you got Putin, you got Russia, you got that going on, how that affects the economy. So we living in some major drastic times right now, right? And anything can pop. Some people are on the edge. We're having a lot of mass shootings. We're having a lot of crime in the Black community. So there's all types of diverse issues that's happening. So with that being said, what can we do about those things? What can we do to make a change? Are we going to, and people like me and others and all these beautiful Black men, we all are about agents of change. Typically, social influence results from a specific action, command, or request. I'm gonna give a prime example. Anybody know who Kanye West is? He got a lot of social influence, right? And a lot of people are divided on him. Some people think Kanye West is deep. I don't think he's deep, right? Some people think Kanye West is like this. See, he think he deep. Yeah, go ahead. He think he deep. I think Kanye is, that's me, I think he dumb, right? But a lot of people think he deep. I don't think he deep. I think he did some anti-Black things. And if anybody in here is Jewish, I'm sure y'all didn't like his comments, right? But the bottom line is, without doubt, he has social influence. And it matters to what he does with his social influence, right? So when we talk about, that's a form of power. When we talk about control in terms of dictate the outcome, you can control the narrative of history, economics, health, medical science, and justice. So a lot of times you hear revolutionaries refer to white supremacy, right? But when we say white supremacy, we don't speak in white supremacy as because you're white, you're a white supremacist, or you're white. No, when we talk about white supremacy, we talk about a system, okay? We talk about a system that perpetuates benefits and advantages that's against Black folks, so we don't have certain particular opportunities, and we have discriminatory policies that set us back, right? Anytime you live in the hood, right, a poverty-restricted neighborhood, it's already a shocking experience. You see fiends, you see murder, drugs, you see all kinds of stuff. So a lot of times, a lot of these kids are already at a disadvantage, and they have peers influence, they have all these things. So one of the things that we try to do is change the narrative, and we try to change those dynamics in the community, because we understand if we can't control the mindset and the dynamics, all those things that we're talking about, then we can't even talk about change on this level, because our mindset is not there. So revolution always starts in the mind, and that's primarily what we do in the community, is focusing on those things. We focus on ourselves before we focus on anybody else. We can't change it. The police is not gonna change it, the mayor's not gonna change it, and the politician's not gonna change it. The change starts within actually your mind in the community, reading and studying. And like even with the Black Panthers, I remember Huey P. Newton said this, and it was very fact. He said one of the things is when it was the media had exposed us in a way where you seen the guns, you seen all the sensationalism part. So when young folks came and it was impression, you know, they just wanted to deal with the guns and stuff. But he said the primary thing that was the bulk and the essence of our movement was our programs, our community programs, our food programs, dealing with the people. You know what I mean? And he would give people the book and say you need to educate yourself before you even start to think of a gun. And that's what it's all about. So we wanted to talk about that. Go to the next slide real quick. You can see what's on here. You go up, go, keep going. No. We can go past that, is what I'm saying. So revolution is defined as replacing an existing system with a new socio-economic political system. Revolution is not to be confused with a rebellion or a revolt. A revolt is a non-political response to repression. So a revolt can be very well reenact the very same repression its oppression renders if it is not politicized diametrically. Although a revolt can lead to a revolution or it can be a component of a revolution, it cannot be a revolutionary without political analysis. So what do I mean by that? I like being in college because I talk about all these fancy words, but what I mean by that is this, and simply is this, right? If I do not like, I ain't gonna use no presidents, I ain't gonna do that. But let's just say I don't like capitalism, okay? Which I do, I'm a businessman, I'm not against capitalism. Are you against capitalism? No, you?
Yes.
You is, okay, you a socialist?
Communist.
Oh, you a communist? Okay. Anybody here a communist?
No.
Socialist? No? Oh, you are? Oh, you a social? Okay. Yeah, I'm a capitalist. Okay. But let's say I want a revolution, right? I want a revolution. I want to change. I'm tired of how this system is and how we oppress, and people at the bottom is continuously being oppressed, and they not getting enough money. They're not getting the jobs, and it's always the people at the top that are getting all the money, and they're making millions of dollars off the backs of the people that's at the lower end. And I'm sure you feel like that's how it really is right now, right? And to some degree it is, right? I think it can be, I think any system can work if you have the right people behind the system that has a good means to it. Because you can mess up a socialist or communist, right? I mean, you can go to China, it don't look too good over in China. It's kind of bad as far as the way they things are set up. But I don't want to get in no political debate with you, man, because he gonna get at me. But I'm just saying, it depends on the dignitarians who are actually enforcing the policy, right? Because capitalism is not in its true form. There's monopolies and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I don't want to get off track. But long story short, let's say for instance that I, in my group, right, takes over United States of America because we don't like the fact that all the poor people are being oppressed and they're being socially, economically deprived. And let's say for somehow I take those same people who were economically deprived and I make them become rich. And then the rich folks switch places. Is that a revolution? No, it's not. No, it's a rebellion. It's not a revolution. Why? Because you are not changing the socio-economic political structure. So every true revolutionary has a political analysis. Because if you do not change the political, if you don't have a political analysis, you very well will admit the same oppression that you're fighting against the cause. So that's why it's very important for you to have, if you talk to any true revolutionary, they talk about what's your revolutionary theory, they're gonna be like, do you have a political analysis? And if you don't have a political analysis, how in the hell can you be a revolutionary? Only thing you're gonna do, more than likely, is be a rebellious, and you just rebel against the system because you're not the oppressor versus being the oppressed. So the key thing is to be able to develop a political analysis that you feel is worthy, that it admits no oppression on anybody, and that everybody does not experience any level of oppression, right? So I do think capitalism can work in an ideal sense with a few things that prevent monopolies and things of that sort. But that's why it's very important. So what are causes of revolutionary? There are many different causes of revolutionary. The most common throughout modern history is class struggle. Class struggle is defined as a conflict of interest between the workers and the ruling class in a capitalist society regarded as inevitably violent. So that's what I just spoke on, right? The working class and the elites. And we always been seeing that in every society that you can think of right now. Monarchies, you can go down the list. So we fight for the poor people. We fight for the people who don't have a voice. And unfortunately, a lot of times when you go into poor neighborhoods, they're economically, they're also education. They don't have the proper education tools. They don't have the proper resources. One of the things that we're working on also is creating a resource center where we have recreational gyms, but we also have resources for people to get jobs, get trade skills, etc. So all of these things are very important when we're talking about resources in our community and trying to make a change. Let me see if I got anything else on that slide. Okay, so keep going down. Let me see what we got here. All right, that's it. So we're gonna close that out. But I do encourage everyone to check out the People's Action. Okay, we are pro-black, but don't confuse me being pro-black for being anti-white, meaning I hate white people, I hate Jewish people. No, I'm pro-black because I study black folks, right? So it's like a radiologist. I don't get mad at a Latino for focusing on Latinos because there's some cultural relevancy that he understands to change the conditions in his community, right? There's nobody that can help revitalize and repair and restore the issues in the black community outside of the black community. There's nobody else. Just like there's no way I can go out to a predominantly Asian community, such as the Chinese, and try to repair and restore their culture, because I don't understand it. And it's okay and be comfortable with that. So I'm pro-black because I'm from that community and I see that there's a lot of issues that's going on in our community. So those are things that I need to address and work to repair and restore those. But that doesn't mean that I'm like, oh, I hate white people, oh, I hate Asians, oh, I hate Jews. No, I got friends, all from all different backgrounds. But I let them know, hey, I'm about my black folks, man. I gotta help them. You know what I mean? And we need to be comfortable with doing that. We need to be comfortable with